here, son. Listen, I need you to weld something for me.
Alright, bring it over here.
Actually, you have to bring the welder to this thing. It's pretty big.
This welder is way too heavy. And this table doesn't really move too much.
Well, figure it out, son. I need to get back to work.
God damn, I really messed up when I built this table. Alright, all jokes aside, in today's video I'm going to be showing you how I built this welding cart here. The reason I'm building this is to make things more convenient for me around the shop, or anytime I have to go out and like do some welding on a fence or something like that, or whenever I just don't want to have to bring that giant metal object all the way over here, I could just take the welder to the big metal giant object. Don't get me wrong, the welding table has been very convenient, but you know, sometimes you get little jobs that require you to take the welder elsewhere, and I figured why not have the welder portable so I can move around the welding table, or you know, load this thing on the truck and go work somewhere else. It has a hard time on gravel, so whenever it's on gravel I just kind of use it as a dolly. I move it around with it kind of at an incline, which is exactly why I did the top shelf sort of at an incline, because this is the heaviest part. And if it's already inclined a bit, the weight is kind of on this side. All you gotta do is kick it a little bit and you got yourself a built-in dolly. So that's why the top is at an incline. But without further ado, I'm gonna show you how I built this welding cart. So stick around and I'll show you what I got. So the process starts out with the design. Normally I would go to sketchup.com and draw it there, but I didn't feel like it was necessary to draw this out on a website because I sort of already had an idea as to what I wanted to build. So I went old school with this, and I drew it on a piece of paper. After around 45 minutes, I had the design drawn out completely, and this is sort of what I put together. If you would like this blueprint, comment down below and I'll scan these sheets of paper and I'll send you a link to them. So then we move on to the next step, and in this step I'm cutting some square tubing, or rectangular tubing as I should call it. This is 1 inch by 2 inch rectangular tubing, and I'm using a grinder and a grinding wheel to cut it out. If I were you and you have a bandsaw, use a bandsaw. It's a lot safer and a lot faster and way more efficient. The only reason I'm using a grinder right now is because I don't have a bandsaw, and bandsaws are kind of expensive. So once I had my parts all cut out, I put them on the welding table, and what I'm welding together here is the base frame. This is the frame that's going to hold the casters and the wheels. I pulled this little wooden structure out because it was flat and because the magnets wouldn't try to attract to it. Whereas if I tried welding this thing together on top of that metal table, then I would have hell trying to get those magnets to stick to the right things. So once I had it all put together, this is what it should look like. What I'm doing now is I am tack welding it on all 4 corners. I do recommend using clamps all the way around. I don't know why I didn't do this, but I really think you should do this if you tried this project out. So once I finished my tack welds, I went ahead and made full complete welds all the way around. Then I measured 24 inches and I added another 1 inch by 2 inch piece of rectangular tubing. So later that same day I came back at night because I had to go take care of other things. What you see me holding here is the base frame. So this is my next setup. I'm welding the next shelf. This is actually the top shelf. This is the shelf that is going to hold the welder on top of the welding cart, as you can see in this video here. So anyways, I do the same thing. It's the same process. I make 2 tack welds and then I complete those with a finished full weld all the way across. I check it to make sure it's square, and then I complete the welds. Finally, I bring out the board and I get my middle layer finished. This is going to be the middle shelf. This is going to be a shelf that holds just random little miscellaneous tools. What I'm cutting out here is pieces of 1/2-inch square tubing. I'm going to use this square tubing to hold the shelves together. You'll see here in a second. Once I finished all the frames, I switched over my cutting wheel and I put on my grinding wheel. And I grinded down the welds because I didn't like those welds, and because I thought it'd be nicer if the welds were just flat, making it look a little bit more natural. Then I take off my grinding wheel and I put on a little sanding wheel. This gives it a really smooth finish. Then I go ahead and do that for every single weld. So once I got done with that, I started welding the next few pieces on. This longer piece of rectangular tubing is what's going to hold the whole thing together. This is what separates each of the shelves, as you'll see in the next few clips. I clamped on the shelves, then I tack welded them, and I completed them with the finished weld. So I saw that it needed some more support, and I added some pieces of 1-inch square tubing going at pretty much a 45-degree angle from one side of the cart to the other, as you can see here. And then I drilled my hole for the wheels. Then I added a handlebar. This is the sheet metal that's going to hold the casters, and I'm drilling holes in it right now so I can have room for the bolts to fit in and hold the casters onto this thing. Now the cart's basically finished, so what I did was I went out and I spray painted it, and I decided to go with red because it kind of stands out in the shot. Hopefully nobody steals it. Then I went out and I got some wheels. These are 8-inch flat-proof wheels. I set it down on its side and I went ahead and put the casters on. And these casters are 3-inch and they have a little lock on them. So you can lock it so the cart doesn't slide on you whenever you're working on something. I use little 1/4-inch bolts to hold it all together. These are lock nuts and normal washers. And there you have it. That's pretty much all there is to it. Okay, so here is the almost 100% completed welding cart. And I'll say almost because I want to add something that I can tie these wires around. And I want to add like little clamps, or not clamps, but like little hooks. I'm going to screw some hooks in so I can put my grinders on there. And so that maybe I can put like my welding helmet on there too. I decided not to cut these up because whenever I'm welding, I want to be able to just stick the gun in there. So let me take that apart for example. So you got room for your gun. Say you're on a job and you don't want to have to set this down, you just put it in there. Put this here. Nice little organization technique there. I also have this area for my milk crates. I decided to make it just wide enough for a milk crate to fit. And for the helmet, I want to add I just dropped something. I want to add another hook somewhere back here to hang it on, but for now, I guess I'll just keep it in here. So yeah, let me show you what I did for the wheels. Down here I have 2 casters, so I have this one, that one there. Then I have a 8-inch, what do you call it? It's one of those that can't deflate. It's like a, oh, it's called a flat-proof tire, so this is essentially just complete rubber. What I used was a 5/8-inch bolt. Ran it through one side. I put a spacer there and a washer here, and then a lock washer, and then a nut. Same thing on that side. I left this space here so that in case I ever decided to get a tank, all I have to do is add a piece of purling there and then a piece of purling here, and then just put the tank there. So I just kind of left that there for that, and also so it can double as a dolly. I added these rods here for support. I believe that's enough support for it. And yeah, that's pretty much it. If you want to know the specs, comment down below, and I will give me a few weeks and I'll put something together, because really I just drew this up on a piece of paper and then I built it. But if you want something more detailed out, then I'll either draw it on SketchUp or draw it more detailed out on a piece of paper and then just scan it and then put it on a Google Doc that everybody can view. So if you're interested in plans, then leave a comment down below and say, hey, I want the plans, bro, and I will do that for you. But other than that, hope you enjoyed watching this video. If you got any ideas as to what I should build next, drop them down below in the comment section, and maybe I'll be back with the video soon, maybe not, I don't know. Till next time, see ya.